Everyone, and welcome to the channel. My name is Brian, if you happen to be new around here, and in today's live stream we're going to be diving back into the New World Aeternum beta. I play on controller. If you guys have any questions or any needs when it comes to getting started or returning to this game, or whether you should or should not, you can always sound off below. You can always join us on the Discord server. It is open and free for everybody. Top link in the description will get you to all the socials. That's the Discord and the podcast and so much more. I'd highly encourage you to check it out. If for some reason you are watching this as a VOD, meaning I'm no longer live, please sound off in the comments with VOD Squad. I love seeing the VOD squatters show up and support, and it is truly a humbling and wonderful experience. So I appreciate all of you guys. And so yeah, that's one of the ways that I think YouTube in and of itself knows whether the stream is a good stream. It's like, are people watching it even after the fact that it's done? But the goal here, as I usually do, is I always like to open up the Discord server, hang out with you guys, talk about what's going on both in the game, and if there's any ever real life stuff that we can cover as well, I'm happy to do that. Now, you'll see a member goal of 25. Every 25, member activities, that could be over on Twitch, that could be over here on YouTube. I gift out 5 back to the community. Therefore, hopefully, opening it up to whether, like, I know not everybody can always be a part of that. And I want to make sure that I give everybody the opportunity to be a part of that. And that's one way that I try and say thank you guys for the support. But what the goal here is today, assuming I do not get interrupted by my beautiful, beautiful children who are watching a movie right now, I'm going to see if I can get to level 25 on this update, because that's going to unlock all the glamour that is a part of this open beta weekend. And then it's going to be an interesting road, a 1 month kind of gap until the game officially launches in October. And I've also played this on the PlayStation 5 and on the Xbox Series X, more on the 5 just because of where my PS5 is set up, but also been able to check out the game on console, and honestly really impressed. The only thing that is a weakness of this release is there is no cross progression. I do think I will be picking up this game on my Xbox, so that way I can kind of experience the story, downstairs, offline, hanging out. I'm very curious about all the changes that they've made to the story, but also what other additional lore pieces can we get in and ingrained in. So that's something I'm excited about. So that's the decision that I'm really coming out of this weekend saying it would be really nice if there was cross progression. That would have me pick up the game on every platform. I don't personally mind supporting that process. That all being said, we're not we don't have cross progression, so it's going to be running an additional character. If you'll excuse me, I'm getting a phone call, and let me be right back. All right, I'm back. Wife just had a couple of things she needed to handle out here in just a little bit, but we got Solomon chat. What's going on, Ensign? Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Love the game. Solomon says, how we doing? Thank you guys for being here. Riley, how you doing? Says, hey Brian, started a new character tonight. Gotta say, I love the new character better than my old one. That actually is a really good point, Riley, because one of the things I want to see with this update, I know we're not getting it day and date, and if they do that, this would be great, but the ability to also reconfigure our original characters, the ones that we made 3 years ago. And I do think that is a part of the roadmap. I do think that is coming, but it's not here yet, so it's going to be something we're going to wait and see. But it's just me right now in the Discord room, so I'm going to be just unmuting, and if anybody wants to join in, feel free. I am working on, in my ways, just quests, getting the experience as quickly as possible. What level am I anyway? If I go to character, I am, I guess maybe bio. Bio level, where the heck do I see it? Maybe here? Level 18. Okay, so not too far from now. There we go. Let's go in. Oh no. That's some enemies. I'm almost level 20. I mean, level 19, which is great. I can see my experience bar. Boom, baby. Thanks, Ro. Where did you see that on my character pane? Ah, down there at the bottom. Very nice. I completely missed it. Meat Shield says, enjoyed the beta. Not sure how to split Throne of Liberty with New World. Dude, that is in and of itself, Meat, the real question that I'm very curious to see what happens, because Throne of Liberty is going to be brand new. It's free to play. There's a lot of aspects there that's going to be really interesting. What's up, Ro?
If it isn't the town
over on Twitch.
they send you as tribute.
Send you as tribute. Unskippable cutscene.
If it must be, so be it.
Okay, let's go. Oh, she's retreating. All right. Probably eat some food. Oh, we got some ads. Oh, get out of that. Heal up there. There you go. Sit down, dude. There we go. There we go. Get out of that. Oof. Go ahead and eat a little bit more food. Why not? Heal up just in case. Don't let my hubris get the best of me. What's up, Crash? How you doing, dude? Yes, I played on the Xbox. I played on the PlayStation 5, and I have played, obviously, on PC. I think they did an excellent job. Let's go and heal. Let's go ahead and heal, 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 heal. Not a good heal, but a heal nonetheless. All right. All right, I'm gonna just focus in on her. Got her. Boom, baby. Woo, good choice. Good choice, me. Yeah, I'm still trying to hit level 25. I tried to play yesterday and kids needed me. Kids needed some dad time. I was like, all right.
Only as just payment for my protections.
You're worried about the future of the M3 dungeons? Doesn't seem like you will get to 725 gear from it, basically killing. Interesting. That's the thing. It's gonna be neat to see what they have to do. I am all for grinds. I'm all for, you know, like, hey, you know, let's give that thing something to chase after. I think it's really cool to have multiple avenues to getting that way. So like the hardest content is the shortest to get, you know, where you want to be, and then from there, like easy content like the economy is a long time, you know, like, so you just kind of chip away at it. There we go. Is there any more? I don't know why I would keep looking for stuff, because the beta's almost over. It's like, oh yeah, let me look around and what's going on. Nope, we're good. Apparently the soul trials are gonna be an interesting piece of content that you can do over and over again, which I'm interested to see how that gets implemented. Oh, speed action. All right, now who do we talk to? All right, not too far.
Behold,
the beta does still go sometime in tomorrow, into tomorrow, right? Because today's the 15th, so tomorrow's the 16th.
You must.
I just like to get it knocked out, you know. Yeah, give me that book. Level 19, there we go. 6 more to go. Boop, boop, boop. Boop, boop. Boop. Perfect. Oh. Weapon mastery. Let's see here. Got that. Now what? Oh, I had 2. Okay. Take that as an upgrade. Take this as an option. Just as an extra skill. Haven't been using much of my blunderbuss. Alright. Need to go over there. Where is that? Yeah, it's just straight north. So that's just going to be a run. There we go. I think the beta does go. What time on Monday the 16th did they say? It's interesting because a 3-day beta and then the game's a month out. So it's like they're going to get, you know, a decent chunk of information. You know, have a month to kind of address and tune up any bugs that kind of get identified. I think they're ready for launch. I was actually wondering, especially with the delay of Throne Liberty, if that meant that we might see them push into, like, have to end up moving this release. But Throne Liberty launching at the end of this month in early access. I haven't decided if I'm going to participate in that or if I'm just literally going to wait until we get some until it goes free and then I can check it out. You'll find out what choice I make, and it is pretty much the same time that I find out what choice I'm going to make. I had fun in the Throne of Liberty beta. Like, it's an interesting game, and what Meat Shield brings up is like an interesting conundrum, because there's just no way I can invest enough time into Throne of Liberty in 2 weeks and then be playing New World. I don't know. We're gonna see if any of that makes sense. 9 a.m. PDT, so that would be 11 a.m. so 11 tomorrow. So I could technically get up early tomorrow morning and knock this out if I needed to. It doesn't seem to, I don't know if they've accelerated the leveling. It does feel like it has not taken me much time to do this. I wonder how many hours I'm in so far into the beta. Let's see if it says. Well, it says 10 hours. I don't know if that counts the first beta. That seems 10 hours seems like a lot for me over the course of any period of time. Like I know I played 2. No, there's no way that this has got to have count like, I guess, my previous beta time, because I was like, I played 2-ish on Friday. I played an hour yesterday. Yeah. I mean, like, I did make 1 video, so I'm probably 4 hours in right now. Chaos Rider, dude, how you been, bud?
On the surface, we are still and quiet.
Yeah. Jonas.
Away with
Jonas, excuse me.
have fun. If you do,
Search the runes of Chassion Step. 1 second, my headphones need to do better. There we go. All right. John says, I haven't been following all the New World updates beta. What's going to happen to all the old accounts when the new beta versions becomes the actual game? All your old progress, your old accounts, they all move into the new game. And your progress, and your stuff, and your achievements. So this is, in my mind, like the best kind of connection I could kind of give it to some degrees. I think they've made some marketing mistakes, and I've covered those in previous videos. But they, I think when you look at Final Fantasy XIV or Realm Reborn, they are also still not fundamentally changing the game like ARR did, where it went, you know, from a sandbox to a theme park. They have been building this as that theme park. I still make the argument that New World is a sand park. It is a blending of both of these, because there's multiple ways. They have a, you know, that player-driven economy is one thing that I think all MMOs should have, but not all of them do. All right, nothing there. Oh, hello. Boom, yeah. I knew there was an upgraded version of that. Yeah, it's about, I guess probably, yeah, that seems about right, Riley. 6 to 7 hours probably to hit 25. Assuming that that's, you know, like I've been just focusing on the questing as a part of this, just because I was like, yeah, let me, oh, hello.
In memory of Soul Warden Ramanos Agala.
Memory. I love the voice acting in this game. You hate the UI for PC? Yeah, some of the changes. I think though, like when it comes down to the chat box, there's the social. Like, can I make this bigger? There we go. Yeah, that's a little bit better. I like to be able to read. And I do think that, and I'm also actually right now doing the DirectX 12 version, and I think I can tell that it looks better. And the non-DirectX 12 looked good too. That always throws me off. I like it. It'd be kind of, I'd like that spin more if it was holding me in place, but I get how that might be not what people want. Oh yeah, really? I feel like I find that I enjoy what they've done. Like the UI, I think, like for me it looks clean. Like, yep, I got. Oh yeah, there's my level right below my life bar. There we go. Sweet. Nope, nothing there. Ah, missed him. I love all the open world stuff in this game. Like, and that's one of the things like Throne Liberty. Like, there's definitely some open world stuff, which is really exciting to see.
In memory of Soul Warden Christina Kreta, whose gaze never.
You do not keep progress from the open beta into the main game. And that's, it'd be cool if they had that though, right? Like, I'm not against those kind of things. Because then it's like, yeah, but no, your progress for the beta does not carry over. If you're like, hey, I really want to get a head start, then pick up, play the PC game and go forward. Now, just remember, if you're playing on console, it is not cross progression, which is like if they put cross progression in, guys, like that would have been such an amazing combo. But yeah, no dumb questions here, guys. Ask whatever you guys need to know.
This place is familiar.
This place is familiar. Oh, dead bear. Into the rock. Hello, hello. Perfect. Go ahead and grab this, because that's just habit. Not like any of this is going to play into the main game. Yeah, it's one of the things that I'm probably going to do. Like, again, if I don't like go hard on Throne and Liberty, which I haven't, again, you're like, there's just so much going on, right? No Rest for the Wicked's probably getting an update in October. I hope that hope they give me a little bit of breathing room between the release of New World Aeternum and No Rest for the Wicked, but time will tell. So it's just like, sometimes it's just a little bit much. I don't know. Like, when I look at the amount of time that I get for gaming, obviously there are decisions that have to be made, right? Like, putting in 8 hours a week into video games is a luxury. Like, and I don't always get that, nor, as long as people don't expect me to be that kind of gamer. That's why I get the appeal of being like a full-time streamer, because it's like, oh, it gives you more time to play games, and it's like, I get that, but my goodness, that just feels stressful. Once I'm retired, you're gonna see, we might be doing this a lot more, but we're still a while away from being retired. Yeah, because like, man, that sounds fun.
Did others embrace our greater purpose?
20 years from now, like, yeah, let's go. What kind of games will we be playing in 20 years? Is dodging worth doing when using heavy armor? No, I would recommend blocking if you're in heavy, personally. Now, being that you're in heavy and your dodge is, you know, it's like a sidestep. Like, it can be worth it. I think personally it's going to be more valuable to just block. But then we're talking, like, you might be like, oh, talk to PvPer, and then be like, hell no, dodging is where it's at. And that's why you know, obviously if they're not hitting you, they're not doing damage. So. That's a good point. Also depends on what you're defending against, right? You know, so. And that's only going to come with experience of knowing what you're fighting. Boom, baby. Hulk with the follow over on Twitch. Cheese Cube with the follow. JK with the follow. Wolfman Vice. The Madman Dan. Thank you guys for the follows over on Twitch. Appreciate that. And then we have, I hear some subscriber notifications, but for some reason, YouTube doesn't give me that like ability to see that history. So if you guys have recently subscribed to the channel, thank you guys so much for the opportunity to hang out and play games, talk with you guys, because that's part of the fun, man. And thanks for the 13 likes on the stream. Absolutely freaking epic. Means a lot, dudes.
Oh.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What's up, Yabrin? Happy Sunday, sir. He came in with a whoa, and then I can't hear him. There he is.
Can you hear me?
There you are. What's up, dude?
I had to plug in my headset, and so you were blasting through my speakers.
Oh, no. It's like, whoa. That's too much, Brian. That's too much, Brian, right there. Like,
a little too much.
Gotta.
So, what's
You're
good,
giving
man?
me 11. I need a 6.
All right.
Roxy says heavy dodging is needed in PvE. Some of the hits you get take more stamina damage than in dodging. Thank you very much for that information. Some bosses be like, no stamina for you.
Yeah, basically.
Which again is like, you know, getting that situational awareness.
In memory
It's like, let's go.
of Soul Warden Constanza Soberia, who gave all.
There have been plenty of betas where character progression carries over. I usually view those as more marketing betas, but being that there's no cross progression, like that would, like, imagine you
New
know,
World. So
yeah.
for New World, at least, there's never been a beta or preview event where progress is carried over.
Right.
So I'm not expecting.
I am,
this
yeah,
beta.
it is not, yeah, that is definitely not my expectation.
So.
Boom, baby.
I hear my hands.
All right, how's Izzy doing?
She's feeling much better. So she woke up to, like, she kept us up all night. So for those of you who don't know, like Izzy, my fifth, she was not feeling good yesterday. Had a, you know, tummy ache. We were one, you know, like gave her some, you know, meds to help her kind of feel better, and you know, so, and then she stayed in Julie and I's room last night, so we could get it, kind of just monitor her and stuff like that, and woke up several times, you know, obviously, and you know, on discomfort, you know, rubbed her tummy, helped her feel better. Woke up this morning feeling like $1,000,000. So like, she got what she needed. Mom and I, oh man, oh boy, I was like, goodness gracious. Like, you know when you go to bed on time and then you don't get any sleep? Yeah, that's what last night was.
So, what's people saying? This neural beta is not, it's at the bottom of their page.
Yes. Man, dude, I'm gonna be on this like player attribute level campaign hard majorly. What's up? No, I'm not on live right now. No, I'm trying to get to 25 with the beta, and once I do, I'm gonna that's gonna feel satisfying. You know, just because it's like, all right, I got those rewards. If I don't get to 25, I'm also perfectly like, all right, that is what it is. You know, like that's my life.
Yeah.
Oh, Ryan, yeah, you know, you're still playing Final Fantasy VII Remake. Yeah, man, still on that one. Haven't even touched Rebirth yet. That is the way it is. I tank Forge and GS Hatchet and then dodge tank all the bosses in there. Dude, that's awesome, man. I was always I'm like a, you know, a shield. That's where it's like, I'd love, and Yammer brought this up like on an earlier stream. It would be so kick-ass to see them have decoupled the shield from, you know, from the sword, and thus it became, and then like you, like I liked your idea about like, imagine if it was a different, you know, kind of tree for the different types of shields.
Type. I mean, listen, they set it up that way, or they set it up where that's potentially right.
Yeah.
Like each shield does different shield bash damage.
Yeah.
So it's just like, and they each have different. Each shield type has different stats for like tanking and whatnot. So it's just like, all right, well, if that's the case, why don't you just like separate them all and just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. What's up, Duff? Or Durf?
Just Durf.
How's it going, dude?
I'm doing good. What are you guys doing?
I'm playing the New World open beta right now. I'm trying to get to level 25 before that it wraps up tomorrow. I think I'm making good progress. I'm level 20, so I got 5 more levels to go. And the leveling so far is it seems pretty streamlined, especially with the questing. So I think a lot of people are gonna.
That's good.
I think it's just going to be very recognizable for a lot of players. Like, oh, and then you get to see like some of the differences, both in the visuals and the fidelity and more. It's gonna be freaking cool.
Is that on PS?
No, I don't think you have to do anything when you're 25. Yeah, it's on PS5, it's on Xbox, and it's on PC. So if you ever thought about checking it out, like I highly recommend it. I've made the decision. I'm going to go ahead and buy a copy of the game on the Xbox, and I'm going to use that as kind of my, you know, from start to finish story playthrough. I'm probably going to put that on. I don't know. I'll probably put it on this server. Who knows? I haven't decided what I'm going to do. But when I'm just like chilling downstairs and whatnot, not going to be like leveling up all my crafting and gathering and stuff like that on that one. Ooh, got a PvPer here. Oh, here we go.
Do you have to do anything once you hit level 25 to obtain?
Nah, I think it's just the 25.
It'll probably show up in your what's it called, in your
Twitch drops or whatever. Yeah.
Drop where
A bunch of these guys just popped in.
Yeah. It's New World Artam.
Is New World what? Aeternum. Yeah, Aeternum.
Aeternum.
Louise, I'm getting my ass wrecked. Time to run. They just keep adding, you know. Hey, did you want more ads? 'Cause we got more ads. Just bring them in here so these guys can help. There we go. Yeah. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yep.
Right now I'm playing Destiny 2.
How is that treating you, man? Like, can you decipher like what basically they announced? Because I know they were saying they're going away from the annual, but it seems like they're doing a semi-annual, quote-unquote, expansion.
Yeah, it's it's like every 6 months there's going to be a new expansion.
Okay, that's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out. It sounds like almost in a way that they're going to go with, like, obviously the bigger update being the 6 month and then going from there, as opposed to like, yeah, I'm gonna be curious to see how that plays. I haven't played the final shape yet, so.
It's beautiful.
I heard the story. Yeah, people found it like satisfying, but just like how with me and Endwalker, I was like, yeah, I feel complete. Like it feels like I finished this game. And then so I've seen that kind of make its way into the zeitgeist of it all.
From what I can tell, there's a not so oh my god, I can't speak. There's a sizable portion of the F14 player base that just offloaded after Dawn. Nope. And Walker. after the story ended.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of curious to see how the numbers play out with Dawn Trail, because I've heard what I've heard is that people didn't like the story, but they really enjoyed the content. You know, and so it's like, and then you have apparently the next live letter is going to be out at a Tokyo Game Show, and so then that will be where they'll show off like patch 7.1, which has the release raid. Which I'm like, that's what I want to check out. Like,
Wait, they're doing an Evilise raid again?
not Evilise, excuse me, Vanadil, Final Fantasy 11 Vanadil.
Looks like something's not spawning.
No, I think it's happening inside. So it says survive the trial. You know, it's like, all right, cool.
Everything's blocking it, so.
Yeah.
Oh, I survived the trial. That's right. Okay.
Or maybe this is the trial where it's like they're gonna keep pushing forward, and all we gotta do is survive it, which is actually an interesting, I like that. You know, it makes me think of kind of horde mode.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was right. So now it looks like the door's opening.
Yep.
Probably very helpful that there were people around.
Yeah.
There you go.
Morpheus. Is this?
Tomb of the Old Warrior. The Remnant.
Are you Brian?
Yeah, I'm Brian.
And who's the other guy?
Yeah, man.
Yearman.
Yep.
And I am impressed. We will make
Sweet. Look for Giannis back on the road.
I want to get my buddy into Aeternum. Does he need to buy it as a separate game or just regular New World on Steam?
So if you buy regular New World on Steam, you will have Aeternum, but you won't have the expansion stuff. So if they're wanting to get in, they can actually start with that for sure. But I would recommend probably just getting the full version, which has the expansion. If you buy New World Aeternum, you get the base game and the expansion, and then that's what's launching, you know, in October. So I think you're gonna see New World and the expansion delisted October 15th or whatever, and it's all just gonna be New World Aeternum.
Had an eventful journey, but you don't know. But
So if you go to Steam right now, it would be the New World Elysian Edition.
Yeah, that will get you the game and the expansion.
Yeah, you save 2 cents.
Are we still waiting? King says. Yeah, this is the waiting room. Waiting also for
Question for
Light
you,
No
hello?
Fire. Waiting for
Isn't it?
the multiplayer update for No Rest for the Wicked. God bless you.
Thank you.
Question for you. I love playing as a healer, and in the one video you had posted about the new update, you were talking about flail and healing staff.
Yes.
Could you tell me a little more?
Absolutely. I'd love to. So, first and foremost, the flail has a healing kind of tree. So, like, if we pull up weapons, let me go to character and then weapon mastery. And is the flail being... Yeah, here it is. Flail and shield. You have a cleric tree and you have a bastion tree. And I like to pair my life staff with that of the flail and build it out this way. And so maybe I'll put out an updated kind of build as to what I have been using, because it's a ton of fun. So I pair that with the life staff, because if you then go look over the attributes, the flail is also scales off of focus. Now damage scales with strength at 90%, and it scales with focus at 65%, but it still scales. And so, like, as I'm playing healer, this also gives me that up close and personal melee, but because of the skills and the cleric tree, it also has like a healing over time effect, which is really nice. So I can kind of like get everybody, make sure everybody's good and topped off, jump in, whack, jump back, and, you know, heal, you know. So it ends up being that kind of gameplay loop right there. And I like it. Like, honestly, I was like, the flail's freaking cool. Yes, I do want daggers. Yes, I think that that's what I want them to really follow up this update with, is like, you know, some, you know, it's more weapons, more.
So, Ali, 2 more. 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 Yes, that's correct. However, he would be, if he just bought the $30 New World, base New World, he would still be losing out on the Elysian Wilds, which is the expansion. So he would have to wind up buying
And the
that
flail. The
expansion.
flail is
And the flail, yeah.
locked behind the wilds.
I don't think I think mounts are not.
Mounts are locked behind wilds. Like the game, the base game on October 15th is that. They're not going to cut you out of that. I just think that no one's going to be able to buy the base game. It's literally like, what version is everybody on? New World Aeternum. Yeah, I like the new. Yeah, I do like the new jumping animation. It feels really good.
Could you explain very briefly how to gear after hitting 65 returning player?
65 returning player. That in my mind, and hopefully if somebody can correct me in chat, it comes down into literally just running the various different trials and expeditions. You get various different caches. You get drops from the dungeons. So it's like, or you go to the markets and you buy it or craft it.
I've never played New World.
It's a fun game, dude. Like if you like action RPGs and you like Destiny, like this is an MMO. It's got that persistent online world. So yeah, like I wouldn't sleep on it. If you like these kind of games, it's set in like kind of a 1600s kind of style. So like I didn't think I was gonna like that, and then it turns out like I freaking love it. Like I'm like, all right, this is great. Like because the armors and the world, like it's that kind of frontier kind of time frame. So I've actually like I think that's honestly where I'm like I cannot wait to see what they do with Lord of the Rings, because they could totally botch it. But if you take like Lord of the Rings in this engine, like the world just feels great, and then all of a sudden you're seeing orcs and goblins and trolls, and like that sounds exciting for me. But I do like the frontier thing as well, the New World rock.
Yeah.
The best way to level, like within any kind of theme park MMO, is going to be MSQ. So if we just pull it up here, you go to your journal. I would highly recommend you focusing on main story. You also have a couple other style quests. You got like skill progression. This is something you kind of want to pay attention to. This is going to help you out better later. Like any kind of mount quest. Like really like anything else. I would say main story, faction, skill progression, like are kind of the three main quests that you need to follow. But again, XP. If you think about it as XP per hour, killing anything in your path is always a good choice. But yeah, going through the story will progress your character, and I don't think you're going to run into too many gaps. I haven't seen any, but again, I haven't taken a fresh character from start to finish. So I could be misremembering something, and maybe someone who's done it more recently might have a deeper understanding of like, oh yeah, you better be grabbing all the side quests, or you're not gonna you're gonna find time where you're just hard grinding it. Evan says, I played New World on PC back when I came out for about 300 hours. Quit it. Is it even worth coming back to play on console? So if you've already played and you've invested 300 hours, the only reason I would say you want to go to console is just for the convenience, because you will lose that progress. Like you will not. This is not cross progression on console. But if you're like, I played 300 hours, New World Aeternum updated, yeah, like I think it's absolutely worth rechecking out and coming back to, and then continuing your progress. I think I might be encumbered, y'all. Let's see here. What's going on? What's my weight? Oh yeah, definitely. Okay. Let's get Warden's Bane Blade. There we go. Perfect. I don't need all this stuff. Great sword. That's much better. Let me equip that. All right. dark side. One of the things you guys will notice, if you haven't noticed it already, if you see some of this gear and it's got that like kind of beautiful animated background, means it's a named weapon. So it's like elevated above, like, you know, something like this, where it's kind of got that more static green background and based off of the rarity of the gear. So that's just something to kind of keep in mind as you take out bosses and stuff like that. I like the named weapons personally.
Okay.
Salty Shoddy. All right. Something like a good old inventory management screen. Stream.
Don't you just love those?
Yeah, I know, right?
Do you get any bank space with that game?
Bank space?
Like a bank that you put all your gear
Oh,
in?
that's a great question. So you get, you can have 3 houses, and houses can have various different storage. And so every town has its own kind of storage. So yes, you have a bank, and it's huge. And so every town, and then as you level up in the zones, like you see here, if I go, I don't know if you're checking out the stream, but like if I go to the zone, I can kind of pick on storage. So it's like, let me increase my town's storage, and then I can kind of go from there, which ends up being quite enjoyable. So it's like, yeah, you can kind of pick up these perks, and then as you buy housing and more, then you're able to do quite a bit. So it's like you can put in a ton of stuff. So I'll go ahead and do it again. Why not? Why not? Any XP in this open beta is good XP. I think there should be a fast travel. There's 2 fast travels next to me. All right.
Is the storage shared by all your characters, or is just one character?
It's for just one character. It's not a I wouldn't say this is a game that you need to have more than one character, because you can swap your weapons, swap your role, build, all that, because you can have gear sets and whatnot. So it's not like Destiny where it's like I've got my Titan, my Warlock, and my Hunter. It's like you have your character and it's all tied in together. Welcome back,
So
sir.
more like Final Fantasy.
Yeah, more like Final Fantasy in that regards. And then the class system, it's a classless system, so your class is basically how you build your character.
Okay.
Is buying a house really expensive or doable? It is not that expensive. You can get a pretty entry grade house for fairly cheap. And so they made it really kind of streamlined. You don't have to do much grinding to get into a house. And a house also gives you a lot of perks. So you can see here, like I can't fast travel when I'm not at a fast travel or town, but I can always teleport to my inn. And if I have a house, I can also go to my house. And so you get a lot of, it helps you get around the game quite substantially. And so I would recommend that is kind of like a priority that you should go after quickly as possible, because that's just going to reduce your downtime. So if you end up having like 2 towns that you're spending time in, having one with your end set there, and then another with your house will allow you to get in and around and do the things that you want to do, because that's just downtime removal. You know, when you're able to get around the world, you're not going to sit here and going like, man, all I do is run back and forth, which was an original critique of the game, which is fair. I kind of enjoy it because it does make the world feel more real. But it is nice to be able to be like, all right, cool, I'm gonna just jump over there and teleport. Reduce my encumbrance. What I did.
We have fallen back to the town. On all sides, the corrupted
Forget chests
Yeah,
Our lines
chests,
of defense are broken.
skinning, all the good stuff.
for your house.
Oh yeah, the chest for the house though is massive. It helps you dramatically increase your storage.
Preparing fortifications.
Hey, welcome in Argent to Fox, a recent new sub to the channel. Thank you. If you guys didn't see, y'all pushed the sub count well over 20,000 this weekend. So thank you guys for that support. It really means a lot. Oh, here we go. Keep moving on up. No, this is just the MMO channel. Like originally it was obviously focusing around like New World, and then it's like, let me just talk about other MMOs, and it's like, yeah, this is much more comfortable.
Even now, I can
So like between this and Prime, like I'm at well over 100,000 subs, just not any one channel. One day, boys, we'll get a silver plaque. That'd be sweet.
sleepless nights are evident in frayed nerves.
But yeah, so and then with the Blue Protocol channel, I'm gonna pivot that to like, you know, kind of talking about anime games like Final Fantasy if I feel like it. Yeah, I've been playing a little bit of Visions of Mana. You know, it's like, yeah, because with Blue Protocol just collapsing, really bummer. I was looking forward to that game. Yeah, dude, 20 freaking K, man, absolutely it.
Will you be doing a review / thoughts on the open beta?
Yeah, probably, because I think I've most talked to you guys about it on stream, and not everybody is like, oh, let me go watch that stream. Because you never know what's going to happen on one of my streams. It could be like, hey guys, I'm live. Oh, by the way, I'm not. See, you gotta go. Family calls. Which was funny because it's like I literally did the intro and my wife called and was like, oh man, maybe it's one of those. And she was just like, oh yeah, don't forget to do this. It's like, sure, I'm done. Feed the spirits of the soul wardens. Perfect. Oh, torment. Here we go. Torment of the soul wardens. He's running around. My kids call this the Halloween game because they're like, oh, it's ghosts and goblins and whatnot. Yeah. Find the final soul warden clue. Vision of Mana was a disappointment. It's definitely a disappointment when you compare it to something like Black Myth Wukong, and like I've been just getting more and more into Souls-like games, and I'm just like, oh, okay.
And all will be lost. They beg me to run, to preserve the Order's future.
Whee!
I will not be the last soul warden. I will not abandon my post.
Yes, I played just a little bit of the Visions of Mana because I keep going back. I was like, do I want to play this right now? And it's like, not really, because like I tell you guys, hands down, Final Fantasy VII Remake is so good. The more I play it, the more I'm like, yeah, let's more of this, please. And it's like, I hope people who haven't had the chance to play Final Fantasy 16 get that opportunity. But man, I tell you, 7 Remake, like I think 16 missed it. They could, if they went with the 7 remake, if they did something like that, I think I would have been way more. I would have enjoyed it way more. I like 16. I'm just glad I played it in the order of 16 and then 7 remake, because it was like, oh man, this is a step up. I could see why people were frustrated at 16, feeling from the combat perspective like it was a step in the wrong direction. Solemn, what's up, dude? Go.
You have. We were not the first to. And that would be.
Here we go, level 21. Yeah. Some good prog. All right, let's see here. Where's the one me to go? Back to town. Okay, let's do that. Right. Boom. It's nice that I can just press the button. Yeah, it doesn't show X on the yes, but you can press X and it will act as like that confirm, which is nice. Dude, I'm really looking forward to Rebirth, man. I really want to like check it out. It's so interesting because I don't know what's going on, but you have like, for those of you who don't experience it, like I'm getting vibes that there's obviously like they've altered the story, but that's kind of a part of the story. Like this is either someone's impacting the timeline, or it's a multi-dimensional kind of concept, or something's happening, which is like, I'm like, all right, I'm enjoying it, you know? And then they're able to go in more, and I think I just get a lot more personality. Like you get I'm getting way more out of it than I did the original 7, and I loved 7. And this makes me want them to do the same thing with a Final Fantasy 6. It's like, that would be sweet.
I still gotta buy Rebirth and play that.
Yeah, I haven't sat down and done that. I'm gonna do that after I beat Remake. I'm like at chapter 9. I don't know how many chapters Remake is. So, but if you've played Remake and you know, then you know where I'm at. Yeah, what's up? Why is he on the tablet?
I know one knows. We'll get on with.
Oh, he is breaking the
I
rules.
told him that.
Well, thank you.
Can I have these?
Are those Annie's or are those yours?
They were on the counter.
Those are Annie's. She was saving those instead of down. Some candy right now? Maybe after dinner.
I didn't get anything.
Guys, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go be an adult for a second. I'll see you in a second.
Yep.
Brian left? Or
No, you have to be adult.
no, okay, he had to be dead.
So you do for a living.
I'm currently trying to make it as I'm sorry, I have so much trouble talking today. Currently trying to make it as a writer. So,
Oh, nice.
so
Admirable, but sounds challenging.
very challenging.
Parenting skill has been increased. Back to
Plus
gaming.
5 experience.
Plus 5 experience.
East appears to be back up. What's up, MPD?
What's up, MPD? How you doing, Badoo?
Hey.
Yeah, I saw somebody kind of complaining in the comments of a past VOD, and they're like, "Who are these other people?" Like, I'm like, "You must be new. Welcome to the channel." Yeah, well, it's just like they're like, and it happens from time to time, and I'm always like, "Oh, welcome to the channel." For those of you if you don't know and you're hanging out and you're just popping into the stream, I always kind of put this at the intro, but we run kind of an open mic call-in show for live streams. So like if you want to come hang out, like you're more than welcome to. Top link in the description will get you there. And as long as people are respectful, we haven't been trolled hard in a couple of years, because essentially I think that they just get bored. It's like, all right, like that was a choice that you made, right click and you're gone, but yeah, it hasn't really been an issue. I was always kind of like, someone was like, you ever worry about somebody coming in? And, I was like, yeah, I mean, it can happen. It's happened before, but it doesn't happen as often as I get, that I think it would.
Yeah.
Dark Myth, not quite that simple. It's not like Horde versus Alliance. It's much. It would break the lore if we could. It would break a lot if we could be either be either pure or corrupted.
Oh yeah, so I see what you're talking about. Where
That would make things very different.
Yeah,
very difficult.
That'd be interesting. That'd be, yeah, I could see, because then
that would. I'm not sure how it would be implemented.
yeah, the main kind of factional thing is the it's kind of the three-way Covenant, Syndicate,
Yeah.
and Marauder, you know, kind of factions. I'm like, all right,
Yeah. MPD progress will not carry over to full release. You can only get to level 30 in the beta.
yeah, the beta's only goes up to max 30. All you need to do is get to 25 to unlock the beta rewards.
What is a good combo to do good damage and solo, like weapons and armor? Brian.
Sorry, I'm thinking. I was also responding to chat on in the game. Someone was like, "What are you gonna do after the beta ends?" And it's like, probably more No Rest for the Wicked. Probably, I'm probably gonna spend some time on New World current version, just farming up stuff, because I'm gonna be able to turn that into a lot of money. You know, because like as soon as like the new server like update goes live and you got everybody coming back, they're gonna want stuff, and I'm gonna have all that stuff, so I'm gonna sell them that stuff. But there was a question and I missed it. Can you read it to me, Yimron?
What is a good combo to do good damage and solo, like weapons and armor?
Good damage, solo, weapons, and armor. I focus more outside of damage on, and I'm getting some sound effects, Durf, if you can.
Get some background noise.
Get some background noise. I focus in on survivability. So like having one weapon that's at least ranged, and then one weapon that's going to be up close and personal. So even with magic, like if I was a magic, user, I would also have a backup, probably a sword and shield. Because anything that you can do that's going to increase your survivability is going to be a huge help in the long run, because then you're going to remove that downtime. Durf, I'm getting some clickety click clacks on your mic. Just heads up.
Sorry.
Through here. Thread the needle.
Flail and Void, that could work.
Yeah, Flail and Void Gauntlet works great. But yeah, I recommend focusing in on survivability, especially as you first play through the game, because that's, downtime is just downtime. It's just time that you got to spend, running from place to place, and it's just, in my mind, I'm like, stay alive. And from a damage perspective, yeah, that's where, like, on the greatsword, I get some survivability, because like I can block and things like that. I can even spec it to have more survivability if I'm struggling, but it does good damage, as well. And then I get a kind of, that's my thing, is like, if you're having fun, you're doing it right, but don't sit here and be like, because like if you want to play a healer or a caster, being that it's a classless base game, you can level up, get to 65, grab the new weapon, level up the weapon, and you're like, you got the gear, you kind of have a good idea of the game. That's just my view about it.
What do you guys think about Throne Liberty?
I actually really had a fun time with it in the beta, but with all games in me, it's like, am I gonna have enough time that I can put into it without, like, because it's like, oh, you got to level 30, and then the New World Aeternum came out, and then you shifted over to New World Aeternum. Like,
you tread
I don't
on
know.
what was once no surprise. The actions of you are weak. It is the evil.
To me, it looks solidly mediocre. It just doesn't grab me. I'd rather play New World.
it's got its charm, but again, like, New World's action RPG, Throne of Liberty is really tab targeted, so it's like, so if you were like, oh, you want more, more of the action RPG, then I don't think you're, between the two. Yeah, great sword.
Crash.
Greed crash. Oh, dude, yeah.
I'm using great sword myself right now.
Oh, you bought it again for PS5. Are you gonna be rocking like 2 characters, or are you just gonna be? Are you planning on primarily playing on PS5? I'm excited to see overall the reception, because like everybody I've talked to who's played it this weekend, especially on PS5 and Xbox, they're all very positive on the game. Like, it's like they're like, oh yeah.
Players are all, for the most part, pretty positive. It's the PC players who are like pooing on it.
Well,
It's just like,
rightfully so, because you have the fact that they've been waiting for more content, and then it's like, oh, by the way, we're adding in consoles. Now, if they were listening to me the whole time, they wouldn't be surprised, but they don't like to listen to me because they don't for reasons, for whatever reasons they have.
Yeah.
Like, guys, like, I told you it was gonna happen. Brian, you're an idiot. Oh, it turns out Brian was right. Like, all right.
Why is this thing like popping up again? I own the upgrade version on PC just after I bought on PS5. On PS5, it's freaking looks amazing.
Oh, visually, audibly,
yeah.
like so nice, dude. That's the thing, like,
Good on Xbox.
that's why, like, the thing when everybody was sitting here just like, and they're just dogging on the game, and I'm just like, you know what I see more than anything else? And Durf, if you could go to push to talk or something like that, that might be really nice. The thing I seen, like, overall is like the people who were complaining, like, they had put in thousands of hours, and I was like, there's something here. Like, the game immediately, like, gets you excited. Like, you're like, this is fun. I'm having a good time, you know. And it's like, okay, there's something, you know, special about it. And it's like, and the fact is, like, if you're gonna put more than 100 hours into any game, and then let alone that the biggest frustrations, rightfully so, for coming for people at 1,000, you know, at 1,000 plus hours, like, that kind of does tell me there's some really good stuff happening, you know. And that's where it has value that people will, especially on consoles, and now that it has full controller support, you know, find enjoyable. Not anymore. Destroy clotting cockapaces.
What?
I don't know. Carapaces?
No, carapaces.
Carapaces, is that the word?
Yeah. Isn't great is that PS5 version doesn't have working mouse support. It was keyboard just when you connect mouse, it doesn't work.
Oh, bummer. That's a bummer.
That I'd be in heaven.
Dude, like, I would love it if they fix that, because it's like, I'm all just like, let people play where and how they want, you know?
What are your thoughts on aim assist in game?
I actually think it's good. It's gonna be neat to see, because I know they added it to PvP. It's gonna be neat to see if that, but I don't think it's gonna break the game. I don't think, like, someone's of course gonna get killed because the aim assist was there, but like, I think I think skill is still going to win out, you know, over, you know, somebody who's on controller. But people are gonna be mad, but I don't care.
People are upset about the aim assist in PvP. Apparently, it's very good to, like, effectively, like, it's basically broken.
I'll have to play around with that and see how I feel.
That can be adjusted over time.
That's the thing. Like, it probably needs an adjustment. It doesn't need to be completely removed.
I think it should not be removed. I think it should be adjusted.
Most games on console have it for a controller for a reason.
Yeah. Well, because you don't have the ability to be as accurate on a mouse.
You don't have the precision.
I can't personally think of a game that does not have aim assist for a controller of any type of shooting.
I remember playing games on console that you could turn aim assist off.
Yeah, by choice.
By choice, yeah, but generally it was always on by default.
I think it just makes the experience a lot worse if you cannot have it.
Yeah, the goal is that, are we having fun? And if we're having fun, then it's a good thing. There's gonna be diehards, and there's always gonna be diehards. There's always gonna be that view, but I think,
or they can put on a controller themselves if it bothers them that much. And they
I just think that then you go to tuning. You know, it's like, okay, we need to adjust it because there should be skill involved.
Yeah.
But controllers are also, I think, a much more enjoyable way to game. And that's just because I live and breathe on a keyboard and mouse. I want when I'm not working, I want not to be touching a keyboard and mouse. It just makes me feel like I'm at work, you know?
Yeah.
Like, oh man.
I feel like aim assist values aren't very hard to change anyway. So
Yeah, I think that's.
I don't think they'll have trouble with it. Most trouble will be just finding the sweet spot.
Woo. All right, my raid group, baby.
Have you noticed a difference graphically and performance-wise with your setup? What's your new computer?
Oh, the new computer runs this game gorgeously. We're doing the DirectX 12 beta right now because it's like they had, you could kind of opt in. I was like, yeah, let's go DirectX 12, baby.
Okay. Like in terms of the like New World.
Yeah, New World looks great, plays great. My new computer runs it amazing. I've also been playing on GeForce Now, not like the beta, but it's on GeForce Now, so it's like I've been playing it on 4080, and you just crank up the settings, dude. The game's gorgeous. It's just freaking. It's a beautiful, beautiful game. Has been since day one. It's only getting better, and I don't know many people who can say that. Like, I literally was like playing Final Fantasy 14 Dawn Trail, and I'm like, I know there was a visual upgrade. I cannot tell, you know, and it's kind of, you know, I'm good, you know, I mean, they got the multi-die channels and stuff like that, but I was like, yeah, it still looks like a 15-year-old game. Just swinging.
Ujimar is just talking about 4000 series or the 5000 series?
I have a 4090.
No, Ujimar's. Someone in chat says they're getting a PC with this gen's graphics card.
Nice.
5000 series. Ooh boy. Nice.
I like
Opening that wallet up wide.
Dude, I opened that wallet up really big.
I know. I'm thinking about getting a 4090 PC from Starforge.
Dude, that's what I got. I got the I say, you know, like, we saved and saved and saved, and I was hoping to kind of stretch it out until like early in but then my PC was like, when the case shattered, and then it's just like beeping and overheating and not rebooting. It's like, all right, fine. But I definitely would recommend it. I am not sponsored by Starforge in any way, shape, or form, but I have to say I've really enjoyed my computer, and it's been worth every penny.
It's like, what, 5K give or take?
It is 5K with shipping and tax and all that stuff.
It'll last for a long time without needing an upgrade, though.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I got the, you know, and then again, like, I also do a lot of cloud gaming, so I was like, I still will. I don't need to play every game locally. I'll save the processing power and push it off to GeForce Now.
Well, maybe now that you have that, you'll be able to try Cyberpunk at path tracing on. It's like mega rate.
I really enjoyed Cyberpunk, dude. I really enjoyed Cyberpunk. The problem I run into is not a game that I can stream, and it's the only game that I can play when the kids are in bed, and it's like, you know, two things. It's like when it's nighttime, I'm going to bed, y'all. It's like I'm tired. I get my ass up early. I get on that grind early. It's like, yeah, I'm going to bed.
I'm getting up at like 8:30 in the morning these days.
Dude, well, actually, even when, like, because Udamar was saying that they were retired. Congratulations on your retirement, dude. That's awesome. I've been saving for retirement. That's my content creation plan. Like, I just do this as a hobby, and then here in 20 years, I'm like, all right, I'm retired. We're doing a live stream every day. We'll do a breakfast show, and but my plan, my goal for retirement is to get up, still get up maybe around 6 rather than 4. You know, so get up at 6, go to the gym, work out, come back, shower. If I'm wealthy beyond imagination, I'm gonna go get a 2-hour massage every day, and then I'm gonna stream.
That's 4 o'clock is rough. Oof.
Yeah, I get up.
It's reminded me of my shipyard days. That's about the only job I woke up that early for.
I get up that early so that when the kids get off school, I'm off work. You know, so it's like I can go take them to the pool, or we can go do whatever. And so it just gives me the ability to get a head start on the day. You know, and so it's like I can, you know. But then again, by 8 o'clock, I'm like, I'm kind of spent, you know, but then the kids usually go to bed around 8, so I always kind of like, guys, like, I'm going to bed, y'all stay in bed. don't get up. Dad's tired.
Easy, buddy.
But yeah, that's the strategy that I implore. And sometimes I don't get up before, and I'm just like, all right, like, you know, I try to bank enough like flex hours that it's like, cool.
Makes sense.
All right, got that back there. But yeah. But yeah, if you get if you get a Starforge, like, this is the experience that I wanted when I got my PC 5 years ago. And then from day one, I was like, I'm never going back to these guys. And it took so long to get it that I was like, all right, I'm just gonna make do. And then when it died, I was like, oh, I'm not going back to them. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna ZMP. And then a lot of people recommended Starforge. I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. Give it a shot.
Pretty good as far as I could tell.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather do that than go to Best Buy and get something for the same price. It's probably less performance.
Well, that, and it's also like, it's more like, yeah, markup. They gotta justify the cost sitting on the shelf. Here it's built to order. Like, okay, yeah, they don't go into like, I want all of these things. It's like, no, this is this machine. It's got all these things. It's all been tested. We've all got it, rocking and rolling. I was able to pull out like the things that I did like about my old one, because I did have the capture card. I did have the extra hard drives and stuff like that. So I was able to install the extra hard drives in the new PC. I have just an insane amount of storage, which is great because, like, I capture a lot of video game footage, and
but I think
it helps.
It will be Eben, while they may pose.
Pretty nice.
I suspect they are looking.
I'm 45 and own a few homes, and I have a property manager taking care of things. I was working still. My wife was like, why bother working still? And I was just thought, she's right. And boom, retired. Congratulations on an early retirement. You got me by a couple of years in that regards. That's awesome, dude.
It's the dream, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when I always talk about like retirement, it's like, I still think I'm probably going to be writing code, like I love programming. It's fun. Like I enjoy what I do. And it's like, yeah, maybe but I just would do it at essentially kind of like what you're saying. It's like, why am I doing this? Do I need this gig? Not today. Like, no, guys, we're good. I'm done. I'm gonna go see, I don't have grandkids yet, but it's like, I'm gonna go see my grandkids or go hang out with my kids. Go see a movie midday.
True. I am a movie theater enjoyer.
Dude, yes. Like, I really loved the Wolverine and the Deadpool movie. Really excited.
Yep,
I am super stoked for Superman next summer, man. Like, I am all in on what James Gunn is building, and I'm looking forward to Creature Commandos this I guess November, December, whenever that drops onto HBO, and then like let's go. Looking forward to Superman. Hopefully that movie knocks it out of the park. Yeah, so Superman, James Gunn, aka the guy who did Guardians of the Galaxies, which I thought was like some of the best, especially Guardians 3 during this like decline of Marvel, like standout. Like he is in charge of what he's now calling, what is now called the DCU, not the DCEU, just in the actual DC universe. And he's working on all that stuff, dude. And so he wrote, directed, and did the Superman. He's doing Peacemaker next season, which is like, all going to be set in the universe. And it's going to be neat to see how he brings this all together, because the DC has been so hit and miss. It's just embarrassing. And it's like they've been, they obviously rushed into this setup in a piss poor kind of way, like
it's a little late, not gonna lie, but hopefully they can pull it off.
Well, when we say late, like this is a reboot. Like this is them.
No, I know, but like they should have been doing it while Marvel was doing their thing to compete.
They should have, but that but he's in charge. That makes me excited. He's saying that they're not even going, because like he said, the problem with a lot of Marvel is that they finish the script while they're filming. They've already started filming. Maybe they've got, the first things. They don't know how it's going to end because they're still working on that. And it's like, no, we're going to have a full script. These are going to be kind of how we do things differently. And I think that will benefit, because it's like, like before, obviously the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which I've enjoyed. I was always a DC guy, like Superman. My brother was, more into Batman, but I was like, Superman, dude, like he's awesome. I'm a big Superman fan. And so I think it's going to be neat to see what they just, like, I really hope people like it. I really hope he's a happy Superman. It's like, it's one of the things about Superman. He's, it's like, there can be a lot of joy there. There can be a lot of fun stories. And then you also have a broken world, and that's why, and he will stand out as a massive contrast to that, you know, that world.
Benesy, no, your characters from beta do not carry over into the launch in October. But to be fair, they never have. So.
Yeah.
So when October comes, you're gonna have to start a brand new character on live.
Or if you're on PC, your character carries forward. So, like, if you already have my character's level 65.
Well, they're talking about the beta characters specifically.
But just letting them know, like, you know, somebody's like, hey, should I start on PC? It's like, if you want a head start, like, there's gonna be some differences, and you get to experience those differences. But yeah, like come October 15th, if you get to level 30, level 40, like you're starting off at level 30 or 40, like whatever you got to. You know, in a month. I don't know how long. I don't think it'd take, you know, a month to get to level cap, but it could. I haven't done it.
I mean, if you did it the way I did it, it would take you a month. But
yeah. Oh, then that's the thing. Like, yeah, that's why they need those aptitudes. Like, let me just do the thing I want to do.
All right, so he's sleeping. Where's Liam? All right.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with starting fresh either. Yeah. Like Udamar's saying is that, you know, hey, you want to relearn the game?
Yeah, if you want to relearn the game, that's fine. I mean, I'm not going to tell you. We can only give you our opinions. It's up to you, like, how you want to play.
The whole point is that as long as you're having fun, you're doing it right. Like, I don't buy into the, you know, like there's one way to do this. It's like, if you're having fun, you're doing it right. If you're not having fun, stop doing it.
And the whole point of games is to have fun. If you're not having fun,
it used to be.
It
used to be about that until, like, I think content creation has had a huge impact on that aspect, because it has now made it so that.
I mean, if you're not having fun while you're content creating,
I'm having fun. I'm just saying that from a monetization, people like, oh, I gotta take, you know, this is a career and whatnot, and which is, I get it. Like, people want to spend big money on buying influence and stuff like that, but yeah.
Have you tried the beta on Steam Deck? Apparently there used to be issues.
I wouldn't be surprised if there was issues on Steam Deck. I hope that we get to see them actually get it into a, like, you know, verified on Steam Deck game.
It wasn't terrible back when I tried the main game on Steam Deck, but it's, you know,
most of the that's where GeForce Now becomes my be all end all. Like, I'm not gonna stress about it. It's like, yep, I'm gonna play on my handheld via GeForce Now, because I get the power of a 4080, and, you know, it doesn't drain the battery. And it's an online game, so I need internet to play it anyway. Oh, dude, let's pretend. He says especially with the way they make video games today. Yeah, like, when it feels like we still get some really great games. I would say Wukong is a good example that there are people out there who still want to make really good games, and it's good to see when those people are rewarded for that. But I do think, obviously, you can see, you know, I don't think this isn't a revelation to anybody here in chat. It's like, it does feel like there's plenty of games that are like, how do we make money? And here is the game. You know, it's like you focus in on profit. You're like, how do we make money? And then here's our game. And it's like, yeah, those games don't really work. Like, at least from my perspective, that it's like, those are, you feel that instantly. That's why I'm like, I'm not a big fan. I'm still not like, I'm not going to complain about a game being free to play. I'm just going to, if it's not fun, I'm just going to move on. So that always just is a question for a free to play game, is that, how soon do they ask me for money, and how often do they ask me for money? Because they set the terms. They said this was free to play. Okay, I'll check it out. Now, if they never get in my face and I never feel like I need to spend money, I have no problem being like, I put 40 hours into your game. Here, have $40. Like, I know that these things, you know, they're free to hopefully try and, you know, increase the overall player numbers, because their model is, you know, a volume-based model, as opposed to, like, you know, here's the charge. But, hey, what's up, Aaron? How you doing?
Not too bad. Saw you were in here. Thought I'd come in and chat.
Well, thank you. Always love hearing from you, dude.
I need to go and get on ESO and get my scrying done.
ESO.
I want my special artifact ring that will grant me access to a bunch of buffs when using a single bar.
Okay. Darth Vader. Oh. Don't force choke me, my lord. New player here, PlayStation. Do they have seasons? And if they do, does your character become useless after season ends?
They do have seasons. Your character does not become useless. It is more cosmetic than anything else. And story. But I really hope that the one change that they need to make is that seasonal stories need to stay always active.
Be persistent, yeah.
Like the way that they did it, and you know, with like the season 1, 2, and 3 or whatever, it was like, okay, I did the story, it's cool. But imagine now coming into the game, and it's like, yeah, you can't do that story. You know, you can't experience that you know, that. Why? You've already done the work. Like, stop with the FOMO bullshit and let's go.
The way that they could do that is say, you start a brand new character. Cool.
Yeah.
You've now done the base game story. Now you have to do season 1 season 1 story. Then you have to do season 2. And do it kind of like 14 does the expansions, where you have to do previous expansions to keep going.
Yeah. And like, I would be even fine if somebody was like, I'm really not interested in doing, you know, 16 seasons worth of story. You can be like, all right, let me go ahead and skip this, and then I'm just going to be on the current story or whatever.
Are you aware of the game Conqueror's Blade?
No.
So in Conqueror's Blade, they have every season as an option for you to just start working towards doing that season. Even when the current season is working on, you can stop the current season's content and go and do previous season's content, which has different units, rewards, and another kit and caboodle bangs.
Oh, 23.
Someone in chat says Oaken Soul Ring and ESO is worth it.
Is what?
Is worth it. The Oaken Soul Ring?
No, I know. That's what I'm going for.
Woo.
That's the thing I'm working towards getting, is the Oaken Soul Ring. I just have to do these last 2 digs, and then I'll be able to get it.
No worries, my lord.
My view, though, let's pretend we care, is like I just get frustrated because like I get that complaining on the internet is a great way of getting attention. I'm not gonna get emotionally invested. So when people are like coming in, they're like, oh, it's got crappy ass microtransactions. It's easy to right click, uninstall, move on, and go play something else that's fun. And it's fine to call it out too. I just prefer, like, rather just to say, hey, I didn't like the game, guys, you know, and then get flamed by, you know, its defenders, and then just like, all right, I'm not gonna sit here and make a channel around like making people feel bad about if they're having fun about, you know, a game.
I mean, one of the things I gotta like shake my head at is people who will continue to bash on a game months after it's been
profitable,
been bashed through and dragged through the mud because they just so vehemently hate it that they just can't help but not leave it be. Like, guys, there's other games out there.
They got me.
Go play another game. Stop worrying about that. Is it really worth it to you to keep hounding on this game for months on end? Like, really?
Depends on the game.
It's like, look at ESO. ESO, when it first launched, yeah, it had some issues, but after the ESO one Tamriel update, where they made it to where you could group up with people in the different factions, and I think they have crossplay, but I'm not too sure.
Ah, man, that's the thing. If they had cross progression, I would probably jump back into ESO on PC, because I don't want to start over.
Yeah, no, I completely understand. Like, the only reason I started over was because I could not remember how to play the Dragon Knight and all this, so I made a new character with a new class because I bought the Necrom update. So I was like, okay, I'm going to start a brand new character with a brand new class, learn the game from the beginning. Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, is this class so fun? And I mean, I haven't played for a couple of months now, but, you know, I'm getting back into it.
Darth Vader says, when I start out in October, what should I focus in on? Should I focus in on the main quest, side quests, and collecting materials? Last MMO I played was OG Guild Wars, so it's been some time. That has been quite a while. I personally would say that I focus in on the MSQ, the main story, because it's going to be your most efficient way of leveling, getting you stronger, and then that's going to take you through the world and unlock lots of little things for you. It's not required. You can go cut down trees all day long. You can go supply the market and make money all the live long day, and you will level up doing that as well. So if you don't find main story to be fun and enjoyable, or you're just like, do the thing that's fun for you. Don't let, you know, don't let efficiency kind of dictate your game time. Be like, all right.
Level 7.
So I would give an addendum to that. Do the main story quests, but as you're doing it, collect materials right along the way, along the journey. And if you want to do what's it called? If you want to do crafting and gathering, hold on to those materials. If not, put them on the auction house, or I think it's called the trade post in New World.
High Isle.
Yeah. Or if you don't want to do the main story quest, you can do what I did and just level through crafting and gathering.
I mean, that's what I kind of did with crafting, gathering, and fighting just monsters. I didn't really do questing in New World. And I mean, I think I was around level 30, 40, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
And getting dragged and doing some of the PvP stuff.
Right. Is this version of New World going to have seasons or any missable content like artifacts?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know anything about artifacts.
Here we go. The artifacts is an interesting system. It acts in a way like Destiny's, legendaries or uniques or whatever. You can only have so many. Like it does limit the artifacts you can equip, so you do have that limitation. And then they can completely change your build. You know, you're like, oh, like I have. There could be an artifact that gives you basically what a Carnelian gem would give you, so that you could do that as a tank, and you don't need the Carnelian gem as a tank, so that you can slot in something else and actually do more damage or something like that. So it can really, you know, it's an interesting concept because they add in their new artifacts, and they're hard to get, and they're just, you know, cool, and you know, they give you special, very unique perks, but there's, you know, obviously trade-offs. Like you can't, they be like, I'm just in all artifact gear. It's like, no, this gear is special.
So the bot problem with Mars has been under control for a long time. I actually think it was blown out of proportion to begin with.
The bot problem is blown out of proportion every which way. It's just people complaining.
Yeah. Right.
Like, are there bots? Yes.
We're in the market, the trade post for everyone. That, from my experience, was largely player contributed, not bot contributed.
Right. People, and then, but the thing is that because there's no report, people just assume like, oh, the reason why I'm getting my ass kicked is because of bots. You know, it's like,
right.
And then, you know, because then they'd see somebody like they're not talking. This person's not talking to me. It's like, well, I don't know. Maybe they're just busy.
Will the artifacts that already been added be the first ones you can get in this version, and then will they build from there? As
far as first, that's gonna there's a luck portion to it, you know, so I would say yes to the feeling of first. I don't know if, like, you might get lucky and get one of the, like, a new artifact that's been added to the game or something like that with the new season. So I don't know. But yeah, like, and when they usually sometimes in the season pass put in artifacts. You don't have to buy the season pass as part of the free track, but it's a grind. So as you grind up the season level, it gives you that. What they've been doing is then in the next season, they take those artifacts and they add them into open world bosses and stuff like that you can go farm. Which is, I like that. I like farming the open world. Right. Going next. Hey, you're very welcome. Thanks, JR, GTR. Boom, baby.
Coffee?
It's my peach tea. My unsweet peach tea.
You hate peanut butter? I hate anything peach.
Really? Wow.
It's disgusting.
Right click kick.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that's
Don't
fair.
need
That's
you.
fair. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. No, like yeah, like it's so funny because like I think it tastes great, and my wife's like, it tastes, you know, 'cause I haven't had sugar in well over a year. It's like, okay, yeah, it's like, I was like, this unsweet little bit of hint of peach, no sugar. Let's go, dude. Peach cobbler is
I hate peach cobbler.
amazing.
I hate everything
Dude.
peach.
Okay, what about cherries?
Cherries are good.
Yeah, I like cherries. I can do cherry anything. Pecan. I like pecans. I like nuts.
It depends for me.
Pecan pie, pretty good.
Pecan pie, yeah. Well, we went
Pecan
to
pie is good.
a
I
friend's
can't
party
eat-
and they served pecan pie for dessert, and I was like, damn, that looks great. Oh, maybe one day.
Probably was great.
I bet. Well, my wife said it was the best pecan pie that she's ever had, and it's funny because then you can you always kind of get a kind of a different societal thing because do you call them pecans or do you call them pecans? And
I feel like I've done both, to be honest. Sometimes I say pecan pie.
pecan pie.
I think I go with pecan more.
Yeah,
Maybe you say pecan, but that's just me being snooty.
Take overall. Thank you so much for the follow over here on Twitch. Appreciate you. People we got on Twitch right now. Watermelon is amazing.
Not a huge watermelon fan, but I'll eat it.
Oh,
Holy crap! ESO has hunt trains for the game for world events. That's
Nice.
awesome. Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing.
that's
that this
so
game
fun.
did.
Like people complain about like, oh, it's just Zergfest. It's like it's still cool. Like, and
What
it's content that changes based off of how many people are around. You know, it's like open
That
world
game has
content. It's
so
like
much stuff to do. So much you could do in that game.
What game?
ESO.
ESO.
It's a huge game.
Yeah.
like Guild Wars 2, man. Like if they ever were like, hey, we're adding in full controller support, like that would be sick, dude. I'm thinking it will be in Guild Wars 3.
Brian.
Are they gonna do a Guild Wars?
They are. Well, at least they said they're working on it. And as far as does the project fully come to fruition, well, time will tell.
Why is New World kind of ass, Mark?
Mark, maybe you're just playing it wrong.
Maybe.
What do you think is ass about it?
Ask.
Like-
he's just a hater.
Oh, still, but I'm saying like, I'd be very interested in knowing like the specific
I mean,
gripes
before,
because it's
good
nothing
point.
wrong. Like if you don't like the game, like you're still a cool guy. Like I don't care.
They ghosted us. Oh, you're.
Oh, with the the marketing, they effed that up, dude. Like they could have it could have been a celebration, and instead they missed hard. They did right by going and trying to go to consoles and the announcement at Summer Games Fest was perfectly fine if they followed it up with an actual like, let's talk to our actual current community about why this is going to be good, what's going to follow it. And yes, and like that would have been, I think, much better received because their announcement was just rife with confusion. It was just rife with
That
confusion.
would make Amazon Game Studios ass, not the game.
The game's fine.
Yeah. So it'd be
Most people who say it's a shit game are like, hey, how many hours do you have in the game? And they'll be like, generally speaking, thousands. It's like,
Yeah, I've got over 7,000 in Destiny 2, and I call it ass all the time.
right, like it's like the people who hate this game the most, like love the game the most. At least from a time perspective.
Still the same shit game. Stop telling people to play New World. It's a scam. They keep.
It's a
failing different
scam.
ways. They consider it a scam. I think that's
Wow, just bringing out the
Scam, not
labels,
New World.
man. That's so funny. Like,
cost
how's it a
like 40
scam?
bucks.
They haven't shut it down. They didn't take your money and
2K.
say go f off. Man, like if New World's a scam, I feel bad for
So
you.
1 million to 2K. That's fair.
What's that?
However, Mark says 1 million to 2K players. Numbers don't lie. I mean,
That's
not
exactly
everyone
that's a
can be
90% drop. That like hype numbers are not a community, Mark. Like if you believe what you believe, every MMO is a failure. And if you actually go look at the numbers, it generally takes 3 years for any MMO to find its footing. If you can survive 3 years, you can survive 10. If you can't survive 3 years, that's usually what it ends up being. So anybody who's repeating what Mark is saying here or believes what he's saying, it's not rooted in any kind of real fact. Hype numbers do not constitute any form of a community, because especially with MMOs. So, and y'all ever remember the what was it? Hold on, it was the South Park episode where it was like based around Britney Spears and about the harvest, and the whole concept is that they build up this like one person, they're gonna make her super famous or whatever, and then they're gonna sacrifice her. MMORPGs have like literally kind of that same loop where it's like, this MMO is gonna be everything I've ever wanted it, you know, etc. And then it's like and then well, and then it's like, then it's, you champion its decline, and it's like, yeah, this game has always sucked, and it's like, all right, how many hours you got in it? And it's like, that's why I'm saying, like, New World has a unique hook. It's got really cool, like, you know, visuals, audio. I like action RPGs, so it's got the combat. It's got a lot going for it. Does it have problems? Yeah, but there's like, when I see, you know, somebody like Mark talking about what he's saying here, is that where is this Utopian MMO that you compare all these games to? It doesn't exist. So you're comparing a game to either a game that's been around for 15 years, which isn't a apt comparison, because if you go look at those games, they struggled right out the gate, and you're either not remembering history correctly, or you're looking through the past with rose-tinted goggles, or you end up saying, is like, this doesn't compare to the game that I've made in my head that's absolutely perfect, and therefore it's garbage. Now, the New World have problems and lose population? Yeah. But it wasn't 90% overnight. In fact, they actually maintained a huge player population all the way into the fall, which roughly put people at doing all of the content that the game had offered. And then that's when you go into where they'd be able to bring people back. And that they have done time and time again. And whether these numbers, like, again, if you look at hype numbers and you use the hype to beat up a game, if you tell me you love MMOs, I have to call you a liar at this point, because then you will never be satisfied. You will never have an MMO that you like or play or enjoy, because no MMO will hit that high and continue to hit a high, because this genre in and of itself is both the riskiest genre, it is the most complained about from the diehard players, and it also requires like more time than any other game out there. So, will New World Aeternum bring players back? Yes. Will players leave after they've played the content and feel where they want? Yeah. Like, the numbers go up, they go down. The biggest problem that New World has faced has been 2024, because they've been focusing in on making kind of this their reborn, you know, moment. And whether for right or wrong, we'll see if that plays out for them. Because that's why you'll constantly hear me say, it's not about October. It's about what follows October. If they don't follow up the October release with, you know, some kind of update, it is what it is. And it's not cope, Mark. It's just mathematics. And you can not like it as much as you want, because I get that your, you know, worldview is the popular one. It's still the wrong one, and I'm going to keep calling it out. And it's just fun for me, because I keep being proven right. And, you know, it's like the thing people will say about me is like, damn it, he's right again. Well, you know, like, I don't like that ginger guy and his opinions. It's like, I'm just looking at the numbers, guys. 3 years is a real thing. If you go look at every MMO launch, ESO, Final Fantasy 14, go tell me, find a popular MMO that didn't have a bad launch. And the last one, probably Guild Wars 2. And it still had some struggles out the gate, but not like anything else. And that's just history. You know, like, anybody can go look at these numbers, and I think anybody who's going to beat up any game, and this is any game, and say they lost player population, that's for the Kotakus of the world, man. Like, that's the world that you live in, and it's lacking in integrity, and it's just completely rife. And at the end of the day, it's just bullshit. Like, if you're having fun with the game, great. If you're not, I don't go have fun with the game, man. Like, I don't get it. I don't get why you want to perpetrate something that is false. You should be always looking for finding something that's true. Anyway, that's my rant. Thanks everybody for coming to my TED Talk.
Well, one of the things I want to point out is,
with a raid.
Are you familiar with the original Battlefront 2?
Battlefront 2. No, tell me the story.
Okay, so the original Battlefront 2 was a PS2. I think it was PS2 and Xbox 360 was the original Battlefront 2. Not the EA one, but the original classic Battlefront 2.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was a kid, when it came out, on the way that it was coming out, my brother and I, because we were huge Star Wars fans, we built
hold on 1 second, Baron. Mark, you do not actually have to spend a penny. You get New World Aeternum, you just don't get the expansion content. So your game gets updated like everybody else. You do not have to give them a penny. So therefore there is no scam. And if somebody told you that you had to pay money to play New World Aeternum, they were misinformed. You can go read this on the website. Now, if they go in and say, sorry guys, can't have the game until you give us money, you won't have the expansion content because you don't have the expansion content now. You still will have the base game. You will still have the revamped story, all the cutscenes, all the updates. They're not maintaining 2 versions of this game. Anyway, sorry, go ahead, Baron.
All good. So, as kids, when Battlefront 2 was on its way out, my brother and I, because we were huge Star Wars nerds, and Episode 3 had kind of just come out, we were of the opinion that you'd be able to climb all over the inside of a Venator, a Republic Venator, or a Separatist Providence class, the ship that Grievous uses in Episode 3, right? We thought you'd be able to go all over, blow up walls and the interiors inside of the ship as we're going along. That is not the case. But that doesn't mean we were disappointed by Battlefront 2 when it came out and we started playing it for the very first time. But we still had fun because it was still Star Wars and Battlefront.
Yeah.
Because
nostalgia plays a huge factor in this. That's one of the things that nostalgia can really help save that gap between, like, as a game finds its footing, especially in the MMO space. Because people remember that. Like I've said that one of the hardest things that New World's going to do, and I said this before the game came out, I was like, it's going to really struggle for 3 years because of these factors. There is no New World that you've been playing your entire life growing up and you're like, oh man, I can't wait. Oh, we're here all together experiencing this. You know, I remember this as a kid and it's so good. No, you don't have nostalgia as a piece to that. That's where Lord of the Rings is the most interesting piece, because if they can take what they've done, you know, engine-wise, graphics, audio, all the things that make New World stand out, you slap, you know, Lord of the Rings with that nostalgia drip, and then you know, make content for it, then yeah, like that's where it's going to be interesting. And that's why when people say, like, New World's done, it's like, no, they're not. Like, New World in and of itself is an excellent development opportunity, both in telemetry and data that you're getting, but also in, like, yeah, Amazon, like, if you don't believe them what they say, that's fine. Like, you know, but most people don't believe that, you know, they believe that they were going to shut down New World because that's what other studios have done. And it's like, yeah, other studios have done that. And if Amazon shuts down New World, then when they come and say, hey, come check out Lord of the Rings, then I'm going to be the first one to say, like, they have shown that if things get tough, they're going to quit. And they have shown the opposite in this case, despite, like, all that, despite the, you know, the online discussion around it. So hopefully Mark got something good out of that conversation, because that is the prevailing opinion. And it does sound like he either has gotten that opinion from, like, Reddit and other creators, but that's just the nature that we live in. So probably it takes Reddit. Well, Reddit, like, yeah, you have a, and it's like, and it's the thing that I piss them off all the time because I'm like, if you guys say you like MMOs, but we don't support them, and to make a new MMO, you have to, like, do, like, everything perfectly right out the gate. Like, that's, like, if I was an investor and you came to me and you're like, hey, Brian, I'm going to make an MMO. And I'm like, okay, how are you going to survive? Like, tell me how you're going to survive 3 years, because no matter what, people will be excited for it. And the more that they learn about it, like, every time I see that, you know, an MMO, like, share more about its game, it's always interesting, because people who are, like, telling me it's going to be the be all end all, this is going to be the MMO that saves MMOs. And then it's like, oh, turns out it's an MMO. And like, all right, guys.
Quick, Brian.
Yeah.
Sky's asking how's controller.
Dude, controller's phenomenal. That's I'm literally just it is. You can customize it as well. So, like, if you ever want to go in, like, into the settings, you can go in, and if you don't like the control, like with this, it's not in the live version. You have controller support right now in the live version, but you can go over here to the controller tab, and you have a default and a melee build. Melee basically just swaps your attacks to your face buttons, and then you have 2 custom builds that you can kind of maintain. Give me 1 second, guys. My wife called. I'm gonna give her a call back.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vader, I hear the hype on the console MMO.
I mean, console players are excited. I mean, it's mostly the...
We don't get MMOs like this very often, or if at all. I think we get like ESO.
Console? The last MMO I know of on console was it BDO or PSO2?
Fantasy Online 2 was the last one, I think.
Yeah.
Because
We don't
BDO
get
came out
many.
years ago.
And most of the ones we
Yeah,
get
no, it
are
did.
not
No, it
ones
was-
that were prominent on PC first. It's usually like, it's already coming to console. And they're not
Consoles
as
generally don't get
traditional
MMOs.
either.
There's a market there for them, obviously, but I don't know.
Yeah, even I've always wanted more traditional MMOs to start coming to console. And we've had mouse and keyboard support on the consoles at least since the beginning of last generation.
I mean, like, what's an MMO you'd like to see come to console?
WoW, RuneScape, Guild Wars isn't on console, is it? Might as well get that. Might as well get them all on there.
Isn't
That
Guild
can
Wars
run
2
at
on
least.
console?
Is it?
No,
I don't know.
I don't think so. Not that I'm aware of.
Final Fantasy's already on there, so that's good.
Guild Wars 2.
11 isn't.
Yeah, I mean they could do that.
Yeah, but it was, wasn't it?
I don't
Felt
know.
like it was, right?
PS2.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Brian, was
MMOs
Final
on
Fantasy
console.
11 on PS2?
Yeah, Guild Wars 2 is not
Yeah,
on
Final Fantasy
console,
11 was on PS2.
Okay.
but right now it's only on PC, I think.
Final Fantasy 11, yeah, it's only on PC. They even took it off of like Xbox, and I was like, dadgummit.
Yeah.
I would love to see them bring that back to console.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 11 support. Let's go.
See,
Hold on a second, guys. Tawheed Khan asks, is it worth getting New World now, or should I just wait for Aeternum to drop instead?
I'd say that if you like to experience and be able to kind of have a story of like, oh, back in my day, I would definitely pick it up now. I would say like if you're kind of on the fence, like just get the $30 edition. Don't worry about the other stuff, and get to leveling and have some fun. But if you're gonna be checking out Throne and Liberty here basically next week, then wait and just get the Aeternum edition, because I'm sure people are going to be talking about that. I plan on, we'll do a stream or something like that. Not a ton of stuff, but stuff still nonetheless. Because I don't know where, because that's where it's like when it comes to like Throne and Liberty, like do I spend the $40 so I can play it at its launch as opposed to when it goes free to play.
Where's Liam? Oh, we're back.
Guild Wars 2 or Guild Wars Nightfall, or are we talking?
Yeah, I brought up Guild Wars when we were talking about which MMOs would we want to see come to console that aren't on there.
Oh, dude, Guild Wars, especially Guild Wars 2, hands down, and
I think so.
I would love to see that. And then I'd love to see, I mean, honestly, I'm really interested in see what they do with
World of Warcraft.
not World. I mean, WoW is going to be an interesting question because, do they bring it? SWTOR? Is that not on
I think
consoles?
SWTOR is not
Oh,
on
wow.
consoles. I think SWTOR getting a console release would be really intriguing, because that would expand the player base for Star Wars: The Old Republic quite massively.
Oh, agreed. That's wild. Yeah. So honestly, that's where MMOs though are going, because in terms of volume of players, like from a market economy perspective, the cost of these games has just skyrocketed. So that's why you don't see them as often. That's why they also get that hype numbers that they do, is because there is a demand for it, but there isn't a demand that like people say they want this, but they don't open the wallet to support it. So generally speaking, that's why you end up seeing so many just collapse on their own weight. But yeah, console I think is going to be like if you were launching your MMO and you're not including console in that in your strategy, it's gonna struggle. It's gonna struggle hard. But and then I think the I hope to see free to play MMOs disappear. Like just make them at a minimum buy to play, and I think then we can talk.
Oh yeah, no, I think the buy to play model is a lot better than a permanent subscription model.
Yeah. Oh.
Like even just a bare bones like buy to play. Like honestly, I wish 14 was a buy to play. I really do, because then it'd be like, okay, I'm gonna buy Final Fantasy 14. Would you like to buy the Endwalker edition, the Heavensward edition, the Stormblood edition? You get access up to that point, and it's bridging content.
I think that happens if market pressures happen, because I think overall, like MMO players, we are like, yes, subscription models are the most balanced and fair to everybody, but they are not the win. They're not the model that won out. And what's going to be interesting to see, especially with console release, is New World is launching on consoles that have Final Fantasy 14. 14 requires a subscription. New World does not require a subscription. And then essentially the one question that I would say, like, and the one I think the biggest mistake Microsoft made this year is that when they raised the price of their Ultimate Game Pass, they should have just raised it a couple bucks more and included the WoW subscription for those of you people at that tier. Because yes, it would eat into their WoW subs, but it would just shift them into like a Game Pass or something like that. And WoW and 14 are, in my mind, unless there's something out there that I'm not aware of or thinking of, I'm sure that there might be some niche game out there. Those are the real main sub-based MMORPGs, and the only thing that's going to make those change is market pressures, because otherwise, if it's why take away the sub? Because when your player base is happy with it, then yeah, I wouldn't. His name is John C. What's up, Mike? How's it going, sir? Thank you for that.
Yeah, I think 14 and WoW are the only two remaining sub games.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, chat might have another game out there that I'm just not thinking of. I think the season model is what has replaced it. And that, like, you think about WildStar, right? WildStar had a sub, it collapsed, and I go look at that game, and I'm like, man, if that game launched when kind of the seasonal battle pass model was coming into play, I think it would have done really well, because then you would have survived, because you would have a way to monetize, and you could keep people playing and checking out the updates. Because right now, if they wanted to say, hey Brian, check out this latest update to Final Fantasy 14, just to even update the game, I have to give them money. And that's where it's like back to kind of Mark's, where he was thinking that you had to pay money to play New World Aeternum, if you don't have the expansion. Is like that's not true. That's actually not how it works. But that's how the subscription model works for those games. You have to give them money before you can even then decide if you like the content. And because Final Fantasy 14 does not give you the ability to scale back into a free-to-play model, meaning they have the free trial, which we know is going to include Shadowbringers, which we know will include Endwalker. You wait enough time, and that free trial is just this game for free. It then makes me go and say, well, don't give them money at all. Like if you don't want to have a subscription in your Final Fantasy 14, don't give them money. Stay on the free trial, and eventually all of the game's main story will be in the free trial.
It's just gonna take some time.
But like, if they gave you the ability as a subscriber, like you've given them money, you've bought in the game, and you're like, you know what, life's hard, right? I can't be subscribed right now, but I can still log in, and I can still, like, maybe I can't interact with markets because you don't want people like messing with the economy in the game that aren't actively playing it. But then also, maybe you say, okay, well, the free trial goes all the way through Stormblood. Those are the zones and the level cap and whatever. That's just going to be, you're going to be on this similar restrictions, but you can still log in, you can still play, you can still talk with people. And I think that would actually drive more subs because your community is more connected. And that's my theory, at least when it's all said and done.
Do you see, what, oh no,
All right, card fixed. Moving on. Oh, is there Fast travel spot. Let's grab. I don't know why I'm grabbing it. Then I'm almost level 25. Julie's on her way home. It's like, here, let me get these this loot. Like this character gets yeeted into the void here in 20. Well, not less than 24 hours. Need to work out some kinks in the menu. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. Like some of it, like, does feel a bit strange. Like I do like the lag between the menus here. It is a little bit annoying. But at least the thing I like about it now though is that at least it's context aware as to what I'm looking at. Corrupted villager. Well, that's the thing. Like, one of the things Mark isn't wrong about is that the devs do take 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and if they can get out of that habit, that will be a really good thing for the overall health of the game. Because it's like, it sucks, because it's like, oh, I'm having fun, and then it's like, oh man, like there's a problem. Of course there's a problem. But they do fix the issues. It just goes and like says to me, like, are y'all giving enough time for testing and whatnot? Especially because they have the PTR. Oh, dude, the beta, this feels better. Like, I feel that this game runs way better. And this is the one that you're seeing me now. Is like I opted into the DirectX 12 stuff. I'm like, yeah, let's go. And it just, I don't know, the colors just seem more vibrant. Maybe I'm just, delusional in that regards. But I think, the game's always been beautiful, and I just feel like it's more beautiful. So, no complaints. Yeah, it's gonna be neat to see about how overall reception of it on, especially with console, comes into play. Because having that just volume of new players that can check out the game, and with crossplay, there still will be people who are like, it's, it doesn't have, enough players. It's like, if it's got enough that people are getting into matches into a reasonable time frame and they keep releasing content for the game, like at some point, like I wonder how that persists. That I'm really curious, just because it's like, if they do not follow up this game with updates, I'll be upset, because they basically took a year and focused in on this build, and it's like, okay, let's go, this build starting forward. And if they take another year and it's like, okay, you just kind of get content around October, it's like, no, like, I'll go play something else. But I like the game enough that it's like, I'll check the game out every October. And then you just set it down, and that is going to be what I am watching for in terms of what happens next with New World. I do think it's going to shift the main development studio out of the California office and into their like new studio that they created. I forget which country that's in, because I think that's going to help. Man, I think that's what we're going to see, like a lot of studios shifting their development out of California, because it's just getting too expensive.
Yeah, they're mostly going to Texas, Austin specifically.
Oh yeah, Austin is becoming a new Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
Like if I would have loved to have like property down there, and then the boom. It's like,
so, Brian,
yeah.
You mentioned something to do with Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
Earlier. What do you mean?
So Amazon is making a new Lord of the Rings MMORPG in the Azoth engine. That's the engine that we are experiencing and seeing. This is the old Crytek engine. So when you think also about like what Star Citizen's doing, like incredibly visual, etc. But we also see that engine is also married with bugs and issues that pop in. So they're building that, and the team, it's all being driven from Amazon. They have the rights. They were working on another Lord of the Rings game, but that ended up falling through because that was some kind of deal with Tencent, and something went sideways, and that got canceled.
Yeah,
so
wasn't it supposed to be DE Digital Extremes that was working on that one?
probably, I can't remember now, but the all that being said is that they are working on that, and that's why they announced that's when I was telling people it was coming to consoles, and I was like, guys, they have announced Lord of the Rings as their next MMO coming to consoles, and they've said it's in the same engine. Like, New World is absolutely 100% coming to consoles, because that's going to allow them to get that experience and build and build and build. You know, so, and it's not an oh no aspect. This actually is such, like, from a development, I'm a software dev, guys, so for those of you who don't know, from a development perspective, it allows them to capitalize that cost, have immediate benefits, so New World players get to have the benefit of them investing in the engine, solving the problems, adding in the features that are needed, and then Lord of the Rings also gets the benefit of, like, well, we tested that out, we got real telemetry, we made these adjustments, and so it gives it the best opportunity to have both a smooth launch, but also then you have a team that's experienced, they know and understand the tools, and they're able to make stuff and content for it. So it isn't a I do not worry about that. I also am usually generally amused when I see people talking about, like, Unreal Engine 5, which is a great engine, but your engine doesn't guarantee any kind of success, if that makes sense. I would have hoped that the raid would be queuable, but I do not know, and that's something I'm going to be looking to try out, because if it's not queuable, it's a 10-man raid, which I can tell you hands down, as a father, that means my ability to form a 10-man raid is going to be limited. So I'm either going to have to team up with somebody who's okay with taking me along for whatever reason, or, you know, fall into matchmaking. But they say it's going to be really challenging content, and matchmaking brings a lot of toxicity when there's challenging content. So that's the trade-off.
Well, yeah.
All right, let's see here. Find the source of their power. I think this has always been a play, though, for the Lord of the Rings, right? Like I've said, New World doesn't have nostalgia, and they said out of the gate that they're committing to the game for 10 years. And I was like, as long as they stay true to that, like, that's fine. If in year 11 they're like,
I'm curious, for Lord of the Rings, do we know what era they're going to do?
We don't.
No, but there will be hobbits, so after the second age.
So at least third age.
Probably.
Yeah, I would be I would like the... Yeah, I don't want to have them do the Rings of Power. Like, let's go.
I think their best thing to do
is do like Lord of the Rings Online during the Fellowship.
Oh, I was going to say completely, like, remove the Fellowship and remove the books from the world entirely.
And what, have the potential for us to be the ones to be the ring bearer?
Or at least make Sauron the big bad. In some way, right? Basically make it a, for lack of a better term, an alternate timeline, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That would not be a bad idea, actually.
Like,
be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Also, too, I don't know how much they have the rights to in terms of when it comes to the game development side.
Yeah.
Right. For the Rings of Power, they only have access. They only have the rights to, brain. With the Rings of Power, they only have access to the appendices. So, I hope, Salanon, that it does not tie into the series, because the series is ass. And it's completely lore-breaking. However, if it does tie into that series, I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't have as bad writing.
Yeah, like, I have hope for it. I'm excited for it. I think it could be potentially really interesting, because again, from my general MMO theory brain, I'm like, oh, okay, this is what I'm noticing. you know.
For the Lord of the Rings MMO, my hopes are about as high as the.
That's actually probably the healthiest thing to be, right? The healthiest thing to be is skeptical, and then right. Well, and then that means that if the game comes out and it's great, then it's just like, rather than, because like the opposite is more true. People are like, this game's gonna save MMOs. Like,
I want it to be a good game.
Yeah.
Do I think it will be? No, but I hope it is.
Yeah. Well, and then if it is, then it's exciting, and then you're like, yeah, as opposed to like the constant soul crushing that I see from a lot of gamers online. Like, oh, you know, yeah. Thanks guys for the 42 likes, by the way. I appreciate y'all.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The quest for that is in shoot. Where is that quest in? Is
well, IP is a huge draw. Like when you see like a studio shut down, people talk about the IP. There's so much really good IP out there that's also just kind of sitting, and no one's doing anything with it. And I'm like, come on, where's my band? Like after Astrobot, like what the F, Microsoft? Like, why is there not a new Banjo every 5 years or something like that?
I can't believe it. Is it really that?
I mean, you want to talk about a dead IP? Look at Star Fox.
Oh yeah, Star Fox, right? That's Nintendo.
Like, I want
F-Zero? F-Zero, anybody?
Oh yes, F-Zero is another one. Like Metroid, for the longest time, Metroid was another one. But we got Metroid Dread, and we got Metroid Prime 4 now coming out. So.
We've had Metroid Prime 4 coming out for a long time, so they definitely have had to restart that development.
Metroid Dread wasn't even that long ago.
They got Rare. Was it Rare? Not Rare. What is that? Not Rareware.
Rareware is the company that made Star Fox Adventures, which was...
No, what was the company that made that made Metroid Prime series? Forget the company, but Retro Studios, that's it. Retro Studios they got Retro Studios back to get to make Metroid Prime 4 because they were developing it and then it wasn't going planned, and then they said scrap it, get Retro Studios to do it because they did the original 3 Metroid Primes. I don't know where they're going with the story because Phazon's the planet of Phase is gone, and
I mean they could make it part
Samus is gone. I don't know.
Part for the what Dread built on.
I have Dread. I haven't played Dread, but Dread I thought was unrelated to.
No, Dread is a sequel to Fusions, direct sequel to Fusions, the Game Boy one.
I mean, yeah, okay.
Where you deal with the X, Parasite X.
Then I do have to play Metroid Dread. I got it for Christmas like a couple of years ago, and I haven't cracked it open. Life's been busy.
Yeah,
it's
I get
good.
that, dude.
I'm still stuck on the final boss to that one, to Dread.
I still haven't beaten Elden Ring, and it's such a great game. And I'm like, all right,
dude, Brian.
Like I have only so many hours.
Time to play the DLC.
I haven't even gotten, like I haven't beaten the base game. No time to get the DLC. Yeah.
I'm horrible. I'm yelling at Brian here for not even beating the base game. I haven't even bought the DLC to play it.
Yeah, I've beaten the DLC already.
Dude, Elden Ring is so good. Wukong, I'm loving Wukong. I'm still progressing through that.
Everybody's loving Wukong.
I'm at the golden baby-headed Buddha right now.
Oh, dude, what's his name?
Isn't that the guy that you got in one shot, Brian?
No, he took me out. There's been a couple one shots.
The blue one in one shot.
No, the blue one was challenging. I got the white clad noble in one shot. Yeah, and I was like, and some people I've seen because I put out the video. Yeah, both phases just.
The snake guy whooped my ass a couple times.
Right.
Not gonna lie.
I'm struggling with I think the end of chapter 2's boss. I'm assuming it's the end of chapter 2. I might not. We'll see. I haven't had any chance to play. Like I've been busy with work and whatnot. And it's like, yeah, okay, I can play now. I'm like, no, I'd rather play the beta for New World.
I grabbed it on PC instead because on the PS5 the performance mode the graphics are not very impressive.
I ended up getting it with my PC, So it came as a part of, like, if you buy the, Star Force system, you get the game.
Yeah,
And so
yeah, I also saw like if you bought a graphics card.
yeah, I think it was paired with graphics cards, which is really good marketing, in that regards. And game's fun. Game's a lot of fun. So I wanna play it more. I end up running into this, like, I should record it because I'm working on these different guides, and I just get busy and
Got it.
Oh, it is what it is.
Is that actually the item I needed? Is that the artifact I needed?
Did you get?
Is. Yes.
Sweet, congrats.
I got one of the parts to the artifact. I need 5 pieces to this artifact.
1/5 of the way there.
You got 1. You need 4 more, buddy.
Yep. Oh my Gami Kai.
Anything out with the PvP so far? You've only had ESO PvP on console? I mean, I don't know. ASO the combat just looks awful.
I mean,
it's
basically Skyrim combat, to be honest.
Like I said, it looks awful.
You must
it was alright when I played, I guess.
Oh, what was that?
Oh, not yet 25, so close.
Yes,
they want
I
to
got
make it back all over.
Nice.
Okay, so that's that. Where is the dig location? Over there. Okay. Let's go get that dig. Go get it. And then where do I gotta go next?
So jittery.
What's up?
Someone's saying NPC movement so jittery.
Okay.
Is it?
I haven't noticed it. It could be.
I think in the console release they could clean up the NPC models a little more for new.
Okay.
Hey guys.
What's up, dude? Where's this fast travel spot? There it is. So close to 25. And then I gotta go be a parent.
I'm only 18 right now, debating on if I have the patience to keep playing till I hit 25.
It's not bad. Like we've been up for 2 hours, which is, you can always tell if a stream goes longer than an hour. I'm having too much fun. But yeah, so like ultimately, you put 6 hours into the beta, and you get all the little perks and rewards, which just seems like a good time.
So, Brian,
I'm
does that
liking
mean
it.
we have to call the fun police on you at some point?
Yeah. Well, don't worry, my kids will do that.
Justin Musket used to be a lot better.
I could, but he's banned that soundboard from the stream, so.
Yeah, please, not that one. The one that I hate so badly.
What?
Don't even play it.
Okay.
I'm not.
It drives me nuts. It pisses me off. It's like, gosh darn it. Because it sounds so real, and it's like my heart, I think, skips a beat every time.
Oh, what, the knock 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 FBI?
Yeah. Justin says played Musket on beta and loved it. Was it changed much versus live? I'd say it's not good. I
don't like Musket.
I don't.
And people like
Musket.
People like Musket Rapier. They actually took it off of HitScan. Durf, I'm getting some audio fragments on you if you wouldn't mind going to push to talk. The let's see here.
Well, I loved Musket
unnaturally.
PC.
Doesn't bother me. Just wondering what should a player without Rise of the Angry Earth should do? What should a player without Rise of the Angry Earth do? For the DLC, I had over 3,000 hours, and if I'm being honest, I kind of miss old First Light.
Yeah, dude. I wish they didn't. I wish that was Elysian Wilds was a new zone, or like a way that you could go into this as an alternate, kind of thing, and you can experience 2 zones in one. But yeah, the as a non-expansion player, you're obviously not going to be able to get to level cap. But from New World's Aeternum's perspective, if you're enjoying like playing the dungeons, if you're enjoying farming and gathering and supplying stuff to the market, that's what it is. Personally speaking, I would say that don't spend money on New World Aeternum, like, you know, Aeternum or the expansion, until you are like, okay, I'm having fun, and now I'm going to go ahead and get the additional content that was added. That's how I would justify it, because I don't, you know, if you already put 3,000 hours in, so there's something you enjoyed about the base game. That would be what I would say. I'm assuming, especially at that point, you've got quite a bit. So it's gonna be more about, like, do you want to keep playing, and you go and you make sure that you step into the world. This is okay, good. This is fun. I'm really excited to be back. And then, yeah, to get the additional content, do the mutations and stuff, you're gonna want to do that. Or you could always just level up an additional character. Like, you know, if you wanted to go and do the story and kind of treat it like a single player game, as a, you know. You can do the story, and there you go. That's a good point, Mark. When I saw this say tune, so it's like, yeah, you can just make another one if that's something you're interested in.
He says there's no reason to, which I would probably agree.
Yeah, I don't see any reason in having more than one character. And honestly, I like that. That was my Final Fantasy 11 experience as well. I was never like, oh, I'm gonna have a character for this and a character for this and that's why it's like, you know, coming from Final Fantasy 11, it's like, yeah, you have it's your character, and you change what your role or your job is.
Are playing? I don't know. I don't even know how to check that.
There's a New World database has kind of an active player population. I've seen a lot of people as I'm running around playing on the server. They also were trying to do a stress test, like they were doing a special stress test on an additional server, and they were trying to overload it because they've increased the server cap to 4,000 on the base servers, but it sounds like they're trying to go to 5,000. Amazon stated for a long time that they're trying to get to like a 10,000, you know, active player population per server, which
plenty of people running around everywhere in the month.
Yeah. But also then it's a beta, like your progress doesn't carry forward. So it's like you're usually looking at more people who are like, oh, I'd like to get that, you know, that glamour set. But all in all, I've seen lots of active chat across, like in game, which is, you know, always exciting to see. I hands down, like, this is the you know, as a content creator, freaking retreater. There we go. I get the added benefit that, you know, like, oh man, there is a lot of interest. There's been a lot of interest in my videos, which is exciting to see. And I know that also is, you know, hype driven, you know, so that people are going to come and check it out, and then they're going to make a decision, and, you know, all right. Oot, healing.
So current player count is about 22,000. Max was about 31,500.
31,000?
31,500 at peak, looks like.
Wow.
I can't really go. Oh, here you go.
That's actually way bigger than I thought. I was thinking it was gonna be maybe like 10,000.
I was actually expecting less.
Less than 10 or less than 30?
Oh, and yeah, I was expecting like something around yours, maybe a little bit lower.
Okay.
But I don't know if these are like console numbers too, or just
that's gonna support console numbers. So you're looking at console PC.
Right, so console then, yeah, okay. So I mean, US East and US West are almost maxed out in terms of player count. Same thing with 3 US East servers are almost maxed out. 1 US West server, although that's the only US West server, is almost maxed out. So we'll see.
Got it.
For some reason, there's like Asia Pacific Southeast and South America East, but like these servers exist, but are like shut down or something. I don't know.
4 parts to go. 4 parts of the Oaken Soul to go.
Woohoo!
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey there, PC player here with 3,000 hours, and I am playing the beta on the PS5. I feel it's so smooth with the controller and gameplay.
Dude, yes. Like, that's I played that. I played it yesterday on the Xbox Series X and the PS5. And I was like, oh man, like that's where I'm like, the biggest mistake still is no cross progression. If they had cross progression, that would be perfect, dude. Be perfect.
Where's that? Stormhaven. That's where I need to go next.
Oh hell yeah, dude! It's like controller gang for life, guys. Even with the oh, did I hit 25? I did it just by running across this bridge. Ah, you love to see it. You love to see it. Woo! That's what I was going for. Bum, 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 bum,
Sloppy. Yeah, I have that. That's one of my personal soundboard ones. I love that sound. It's such a nice little level up theme.
All right, that's great. Excellent stuff. Oh, I'll go ahead and fight this guy. And then
Whenever
we
I'm
will
playing a
log
game with
out
somebody and they're-
and we will be back sometime. We got a special podcast with some of the folks from Kotaku tomorrow night. If anybody's interested in all the Gamergate drama stuff, we're gonna be talking about that. Outside of that, it's gonna be interesting. I'm always interested in people's perspectives. So I always believe that, you know, it's about actually having conversations and not yelling at each other. But we'll see what happens. You know.
Looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm happy because generally speaking, when like I definitely I'm, you know, I wouldn't say I'm like all anti-woke, but I'm like, you know, I lean on the more anti-woke than anything else. When I see like the online debate, it's like generally speaking, like my experience from people who would consider themselves, you know, woke is that they block. Like it's just it's block, mute. We're not like we're done with you. We're cutting you off. It's like you're kicked out of the club. You're kicked off the island. And I'm like, okay, like that mindset is only going to make more people like me. You know, it's like more like the more you just you shut down conversation and you advocate for censorship, like the more I'm just like, I think no wonder y'all are losing. So it's gonna be interesting to see get their perspective, you know, 'cause it's not like, you know, like trying to make gaming a more, you know, enjoyable place for everybody is a bad quality, but the way that it ends up being executed is, as always, piss poor. All right, guys, thank you so much for hanging out as well. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the open beta. Thanks for the lively discussion, Mark. I appreciate you coming in. And whether you decide to check out the update or not, again, it's not going to cost you a penny to do so. I'll be very curious to see how you feel. I'd also, and I don't, maybe you said it and maybe you didn't, and maybe I didn't see it. I'd be very curious as to the amount of hours that you put into the game. Where do you fall? It's not about October, guys. It's literally going to be about what happens after October. When is the next update that follows the October update? What is the plan on the roadmap? The devs need to communicate that, and then they need to deliver. That is literally the real test, because I think so far from my experience with this beta, it feels fun. It feels very high quality, and it's also, I have had a very stable experience. Not necessarily has that been 100%. We've actually troubleshot some people's troubles in the Discord. We've got them working. If you're running Starlink, for example, disable IP6, and that will help out. But wife's ringing right now. That means it's time to go. Love you guys, and hopefully I'll see you.